Hans Christian Andersen is often talked about for his depressing fairy tales. But one reason I love him is that he shows a great flair for comedy and satire too, especially in tales like The Emperor's New Clothes. With Andersen's birthday coming right on the heels of April Fool's Day, I thought it was a great time to revisit this story.
Fucked up fairy tales with Liz.
Ding! There was once an emperor who was famously obsessed with clothes and fashion. Any spare government dime went towards new frocks for his massive walk-in closet. He only socialized so he had an excuse for a new outfit. His wardrobe was so extensive, he had a coat for every hour of the day, making him oldie-time Denmark's Miranda Priestley.
A Devil Wears Prada reference. In a fairy tale about fashion? Groundbreaking.
Naturally, such a shallow man had a wide reputation, and stories of his excess reached the ears of a particularly crafty pair of con men. They put their heads together and came up with a scheme to put pennies in their pockets and then get out of town before anyone even realized they'd been swindled. They established themselves as the newest clothes makers in town, and they spread the word around town that their specialty was making clothing that was so fine it was invisible to people of an inferior intellect and people who were unworthy of holding office. Now, this clause seems a little too specific to be believable, but the emperor was the perfect audience for it.
Ooh, that type of garment would be perfect for me. I'd be able to see right away who I should boot from their courtly positions.
Another way these two swindlers really showed they knew what they were doing was that by claiming it was the clothing itself that was magical and not the fabric it was made out of, they could ask for all of the best threads and silks from the emperor to make the clothing, sell that on the side to bank some extra buck, and no one was any the wiser. And while that was happening, they were pocketing the advances for the tailoring. And if anyone showed up to check on their progress, they already had a great excuse for the seeming lack of garments in their shop.
Good day, gentlemen. I am the Emperor's valet. I'm here to check in on the progress you've made for the ensemble he'll be wearing in the procession next week.
Why, we're working on it right now! Here! What do you think?
Oh my god, the clothes know I'm a Nepo baby.
Am I an asshole?
It's beautiful.
Incredible work. Which feature do you think the Emperor would like the best?
Oh, definitely the color.
Really? But which color? It's made in so many different ones.
The gold part right there?
You're pointing at the purple section. It's just such a luxurious purple that it has the richness of gold.
Oh, yeah.
Great point. So the Emperor will want me to tell him all about this incredible ensemble you've made. And as is quite obvious, I'm not much of a man for words, so how would you describe it to him? Please. Tell me.
The swindlers did just that. So when the valet reported back to the emperor, he gushed about these incredible garments he had seen, not wanting to seem unintelligent or unworthy to his leader. This situation was repeated when the emperor sent a second person to check in on the ensemble. So by the time the swindlers presented the garments to the emperor himself, he was all buttered up.
Gentlemen, I have heard such amazing things about the ensemble you've put together for me for the procession today. I feel like a little boy on Christmas morning. Hide it from me no longer.
Here it is! Ta-da!
Oh!
Oh god, I can't see anything. I'm a dumbass. I'm the dumbest ass!
It's stunning. It's stunning. I'm stunned.
Shall we help you dress, Your Highness?
Oh, yes. Yes, just, let me have my formal underwear retrieved.
Oh, but sir, we made you specific undergarments for this ensemble. You see that the fabric is so fine that if you wore your usual underpinnings, they would be seen right through the garment. Pardon me being plain, but everyone would see your underwear.
Oh, well, we can't have that.
The two swindlers mimed dressing the emperor, and the emperor's court oohed and awed as they watched this improvisation, fearful that if they spoke up and claimed to see the emperor's dangle, that they'd be kicked out of their lofty positions. So the whole charade was carried out, and the emperor walked the streets of his city completely in the buff. The reputation of the outfit had made its way around town, so even the city's commoners doubted their own eyes. They couldn't let their neighbors know how foolish they were. But anyone who works with children knows that there is a certain level of bullshit that even the smallest child can see through. And one such kid was in the crowd that day. "That man is naked." As the crowd's reactions changed from praise and awe to chortles and gasps, the emperor had a choice. He could hide himself in shame, or he could finish what he started. And to his credit, that man strutted that bare ass proudly to the end of the parade. And you know what? I love that. In fact, I love pretty much everyone in this story. The swindlers who knew exactly how to play the most powerful man in the land. Every single goddamn person in the kingdom who faced their own inadequacy and then laughed. The emperor who walked through that humiliation with his head held high and, we presume, learned some kind of lesson. And the kid who knew that sometimes a cigar is a cigar. That's not quite the right analogy, but I'm trying to use euphemisms here. So Hands, for your birthday, I send you this chef's kiss. Mwah! I'll see you for the next fucked up fairy tale.
Fucked up fairy tales with Liz. Fucked up fairy tales with Liz.